Okay, Titans, so this should hopefully be a quick video just to show you how to set up and use Final Cut Pro. One of the first things I did was Control-click and add a new folder, and I just named it the name of my song and put it on my desktop. The next thing I did was go to my Finder over here, Applications, and drag Final Cut Pro's icon to the desktop. I'm not going to use it yet. The first thing I need is Safari. So on Safari, I already have the search going for the lyrics for I've Just Seen a Face. So what I would do is I would find those lyrics. This is a Beatles song. It's actually a relatively fast song, and I've already tried doing it, and it's actually really difficult to keep up. The thing is that when the words go by fast, it's not hard to make the photographs last the same time. It's hard for the viewer to keep up with actually seeing the images that quick. So it might be wiser for you to choose a slower song, but it's up to you. I'm not going to tell you that you have to. I'm just going to tell you that your project might come out better for the viewers if you were to choose a song that was a little bit slower. So I'm going to create a new tab, and I'm going to go to Google Images, and I'm going to start finding images for my song. So one of the first, I'm also going to make this, I'm going to drag this tab directly out of the page so that I can look at them both at the same time. It'll be faster and easier. I'm going to skip a couple verses because I've already done them, so I'm going to go to the word tonight. So let's see how we can find tonight. I could think off the top of my head, I could think, well, it's a nighttime scene, so I could just find a scene of the moon and stars, maybe in the city. But I think I'm just going to go for images like this one here. Alright, so that's exactly what I want. When I find what I want, I make sure that it's a relatively large image, which is 600 or over really. So this is actually a little bit small. I bet I could do better. Let's see. Alright, this image is very high and it looks perfect. So I'm going to drag this into my new folder. That's the name of the song. So really you want to collect a whole bunch of words first. As you can see, I have a bunch of different images, and I've even used some of my own images because when it says I'm going to use pictures of me in it. So and you could do that too with the camera, or if there's things that you could think of that are in the school that you can go and take a picture of to use as some of your words, you're certainly allowed to do that. In my original project, I wanted, the word had is in here, so I was looking for something that says had, and had is a really difficult word, but I want to be creative and I don't want to give up easily. So one thing that I could have used to create had was a picture of Hadeline, and I went to go and find her to take her picture, but unfortunately she doesn't go to this school anymore. Anyway, the point of me telling you this story is that I'm not going to give up on things easy. I really want to try and come up with something that is at least related to my word. So even if it's a word like yeah or something like that, you just relate it to that thing. So in my party rock anthem project for yeah, I used Kool-Aid Man, and for woo, I used John Woo, who's a director. And most people won't even get those references, but at least it's a connection. It's like a loose connection that not everyone will get, but it's at least a clever connection. So that's what you want to do. Anyway, once I get my lyrics together and I have a good amount to work with, I can open up Final Cut Pro. I still want to keep my lyrics open, and I obviously want access to this. So as you can see, I've just moved those to the side to keep it organized for myself. When Final Cut opens, I'm going to go to File, New Project, and start a brand new project. I'm going to call this Mr. C, My Grade Lyric Project, LP. Alright, so press OK. Alright, so this is my storyline. It's also could be called your timeline, whatever you choose. So to get the actual song, you have to ask Mr. Cier to download it for you. And once I do, it's going to be in your downloads folder. So I came into my Finder, went to my downloads, and now I'm going to drag this to my desktop. And then I want to close that. I'm going to put it in my folder, I've Just Seen a Face, because this is going to have everything that has to do with my project all in one place, which will make it easier for Final Cut to do its job. So I'm going to move this over. First thing that goes in is the song. Alright, and then I just start looking at the lyrics. I've Just Seen a Face. So I was going to use myself for I, this for just, because I'm trying to be clever and there's very few things for just. Oops. I accidentally put it on the picture. I want to put it next to the picture. Seen, so person with binoculars, because they've seen something. And a face. So let's find a picture of a face. There you go. All right, so for can't forget, I got a picture of a can because even though the word can isn't the same as the other word can, or it doesn't have the same meaning, I'm still able to use it for cleverness. This is how I'm going to show can't. I'm going to show those images practically simultaneously, and I'm going to show you how to do that using layers at a later date, but for now you could just do that. Now forget was difficult, so I really am showing remember here, but it still is a reference to forget, so it's still pretty clever. So I've just seen a face. I need a picture of eye in there, so let's see. I could use this picture of an eye, so let's do that. I'm going to just shift this other one over. I'm using my selection tools, and my move tool are the same thing in this program, much like Illustrator. So I can just move back and forth. There are other tools here. The most common one that you're going to use is the blade. I prefer the zoom down here, so if I were to wanted to zoom in so I could really get a close-up, I would just toggle this back and forth so you can see that the time of each picture seems to extend because we're basically using a magnifying glass on it. So that'll help. All right, so I have the first area of the song. I've just seen a face. I can't forget. Time. You're allowed to skip the. You really want to avoid pictures with words at all costs. This is something interesting to talk about. The word or is here, and I could show a picture of an oar on a boat, but I have an idea for that you're going to see later. All right, so you can move these bars around, of course, to change where you are in the picture. Okay, and this is my word for just met. All right, so it looks like this project is super easy because I've already done the first two verses, right? Well, the timing is severely off. So here's what we have right now. All right, so that's all I have right now, the words that just played, and you can see that it's only up to here. So all those words are going to have to fit up to here. Now, by the way, there's a mute button on your keyboard to take care of this problem where every time I move the cursor, it makes all that gibberish noise. So now I'm going to start shrinking these and putting them closer together. Now I know in the very beginning of the song there's also an area of time where there's no lyrics. So I'm going to drag a box over it using the same tool and move these in a little bit. And then I'm going to just stack everything real close. If you do it so close that it goes over, that means you're going to see only this image for the amount of time that they go over each other. So you want to be careful of that. All right, so let's just see what this looks like. By the way, pressing your space bar starts it and stops it. Okay, so I starts there, so I'm just going to put everything starting it right about here. So you can see it's still significantly faster. So I'm going to zoom in so I can make it smaller easier. I'm going to move this over here, and I'm going to start up, and I'm going to put my mute on, and I'm going to start shrinking these even more. And then I'm basically going to keep doing this until I get the timing right. This project is all about timing. I know that you've made slideshows before, so if I just made you do a common slideshow, you wouldn't really be getting anything new. We're not going to go into the advanced functions of this program for this project, but I did want to get you started.